Guys, welcome to my channel. And today we will talk about third semester assignments for the subject performance management system. So this is for December 2022 cycle. So this is applicable for all the students irrespective of having the backlogs in the previous cycles or any other issues or any other copy case issues. So this is for all the students. Before moving on, let me just brief you. I think you already have covered the first semester and second semester, so you already are aware of many things. Most of the things like each assignment is of 30 marks, which includes 10 marks, three questions. Third question is of two parts, third A and third B, and the maximum word count is 1,000 words for each of the question. And for the third question, 500 words for third A and 500 words for third B. Additionally, there are two important stuff which you keep in your mind, and you feel surprised at why I just mention these two things for each of my video, because these two are most of the important stuff. And if you are putting so much of your hard work, and unfortunately you will get copy case or you will get 0 marks due to these two issues, then there is no use of making those assignments, right? So the very first one is the copy case. So don't ever share your assignments with anyone, even not with your colleagues, with your friends, or anyone. Because if you think that you have uploaded first, the person will be uploading second, then the second guy will get the copy case. No, in that case both will get the copy case, because after the due date all the assignments will be overviewed as a single view, with a single view, irrespective of the dates being uploaded. It's not like that if you're uploading on the very first day you will get more marks, or if you're uploading first, then you won't get the copy case. No, it's not like that. And second thing is the plagiarism. So always write every stuff in your own words. Don't directly copy paste from book or internet or any other resource. So in my videos, if you have gone through my videos in the first sem and second sem, so we just give a brief that what needs to be written in the question. Firstly, we understand the question, what needs to be written as a part of the answer, and what page numbers to be referred from the book. It's not like you can directly copy paste. Again, I'm saying those are for reference purposes, right? So now coming back to our assignments, let's see the PDF, so which is already being available on your portal. So it's a course is performance management system internal cycle for the December 2022 cycle exams. So let's see each of the question one by one. So if we talk about the very first question, Jagriti Electric Motors is a startup company as has just introduced two-wheeler electric scooters in India. The marketing team consists of the 10 employees. You lead the marketing team and you need to prepare the four team goals that the marketing team needs to be focused on. Use the concept of SMART goals while preparing the team goal. So if you see it's a case study, the firstly you need to understand that it's a new startup with a very limited number of headcount, the employees, and you are leading a marketing team. So the job of marketing is definitely to increase the overall sales, overall profit, based on the different advertising techniques, or maybe public speaking, or maybe any other sources which might you have studied in your first SAM and the second SAM. So based on those techniques, which I think you have covered in marketing management in first SAM. So based on those techniques, you need to increase the overall revenue for your company, which is Jaguar Electric Motors. Now you need to develop the certain kind of goals for your team using the SMART goals. So let's see what needs to be written, what page numbers to be referred. So going to the book, if I go to the book performance management system, going to the page number 54. So 54, it's being mentioned about the goals. So being it's a 10 marks of question, you have lot more stuff to write. So first you just give a brief that okay, goal is simply the end result which needs to be achieved maybe in specific time, and there are some certain defined goals which every company focuses on. You can just explain a little bit about the goals and the plans, maybe short term or maybe the long term. So you can give a brief about this. Then next part comes as the types of goals. So you can specify it. If you don't want, you just name them and just write two liners for it. One is the strategic goals, it's over a organization level. The second one is the tactical goals, which are departmental level, and third one is the operational goals, which works for the individuals. It's a hierarchy. It's a type of pyramid, with the root level or the base level at operationals, and the top level is strategic. Then next part comes as the explain smart goals. So going to the page number 66. So if you refer to the page number 66, it's clearly mentioned about the defining of the smart goals. So first you need to explain that, okay, what are the smart goals? What are the reasons of going for the smart goals? Why we use for the smart goals? So understand, smart means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So this is the full form of the smart goals, right? And it explains who, what, when, where, which, and why. So you need to give a explanation about all these terms. What is SMART in the smart goals? It's better to explain in detail, right? Next part covers setting up the smart goals. So going to the page number 69. If you go to the page number 69, it's mentioned about how you can set up the smart goals based on the certain functional competencies. Now comes the actual case study, because in the question it's being mentioned that it's a part of the marketing team. So you need to keep the things in your mind. Okay, what are the functional parameters in terms of the marketing team? Definitely the smart goals vary from team to team, right? If I talk about the marketing team, then marketing team has a different goal set in terms in comparison to the HR team, and HR team has a different in terms of the operations team. Operation team has a different in terms of the financing team. So definitely every team has a different smart goals. So you need to keep the thing in your mind that, okay, based on these functional competencies or based on these functional departments, you need to derive the smart goals. And lastly, the sample smart goals for the marketing team. So this is one of the smart goals. You can say it's a template, sort of template, which you can just use it for the reference, like complete each of the employee competency to this, how within that time frame, like do advertising, or maybe you are doing the public speaking, or you are putting the banners. How you need to do it? You need to do the interaction with the people. You need to go to the certain places within what time frame. Maybe initially you can go for the short term, mid term, and the long term plans, initially starting from a monthly plan, and 6 months, and maybe it can go for next 5 year plans, and what we are expecting as an outcome, definitely at the end it's a profit and overall increase in the sales for the new startup company, and definitely more and more customers will get added to it. So this is the way how you can derive the smart goal for your marketing team. So I think that first question is pretty much clear. Now going to the second question. The second question is, 4 Hour Young is a women's premium brand dealing with the women's apparel, shoes, bags, and other accessories. The brand has a pan-India presence in malls and online shopping. It has plans to launch globally, starting with Southeast Asia countries. Prepare a balanced scorecard for Forever Young, covering one goal each for the financial, customer, business, process, and learning and development quadrant. So firstly you just need to understand what is balance scorecard, right? And after that you just need to understand all the four quadrants of those balance scorecard. And again, it's a case study, so you need to explain the terms in reference to the Forever Young. So there are a few catchy points. The very first thing, it's a pan India, is already having the pan India presence. Now they want to expand in the global. And the second thing, it's more or less dealing with the women apparels and shoes and the bags and other accessories. So it's a woman premium brand. So just keep these two things in your mind while answering your question. It's a woman premium brand, and second, they are expanding their overall company, their firm into a different Southeast Asia companies. You can say in terms of global expansion. So firstly, you just need to refer page number 183. So going to the page number 183. So firstly, you just need to write a bit about the balance scorecard. Okay, so this is for the performance management, and it's basically a blend or the mix of the financial and the non-financial measures. Definitely, financial measures can easily be measured in terms of overall revenue profits, but non-financials can't easily be measured. But yes, there are parameters so which you can quantify the non-financial measures. More or less, it is given by the Kalpan and the Norton. So these two words will come everywhere whenever you just write about the balance scorecard. So it's a strategic management approach. So just give a brief about this. Then next part comes the four perspectives of the balance scorecard. So again, the same thing is mentioned in the question that you need to explain the four quadrants. So again, there are two approaches. Either you just explain four quadrants in a generic way, and post that you just refer in terms of the Forever Young company, or maybe vice versa. You can just explain one quadrant as a generic one, and after that continue with the forever young criteria for a young organization. I prefer the second one because it would be easy for the person who is checking the assignment in a quick and balanced way, right? So let's talk about the four measures. The first one is the learning and the growth perspective, right? So it's the most important thing. Like learning is, it's normally said that how the learning of the how the employees are growing, how the overall growth is happening, overall performance of the company irrespective to the company as well as for the employees. So if I talk about learning and growth perspective, so in this we can simply say that okay, if you are expanding, then we are having certain on-site opportunities, we are having certain interaction with the cross-cultural platform globalization. So there comes into the picture, like we are learning the South Asian countries culture, and definitely we are adapting the good points into our culture in our organization to just increase the overall profits. Then next is the business process. So the business process is simply the knowledge of the internal business processes, enable the employees to understand the way through which the business can be conducted. Right. So definitely when you are expanding your organization, you need to hire more resources, and the resources are already working. Definitely they will get a better upper end in terms of the freshers. So they will start training the employees, and definitely they will understand more of the business processes, and they will help in expanding the overall firm, uh, you can say the firm business. Then next part comes as the customer perspective. So definitely customer perspective is the most important one in any business. Normally we say that businesses should be the customer consent centric, and they should be able to satisfy all the customer needs and the requirements. We don't want to be having any dissatisfied customers, irrespective whether you are running a business for past 10 years, 20 years, or maybe you are a startup company. So the customer perspective is another important aspect. So again, need to specify that okay, the brand is working good in India. So you need to analyze okay, these are the good points, and how you can maintain this kind of presence in Southeast Asian countries, in terms when you are expanding your overall business. Last but not the least, about the financial perspective. So financial perspective is definitely the financial results, like overall how the finances are working, how the uh, cost being justified, how the overall performance metrics is being measured, how the every cross section of the employee meet the financial perspective. So in terms of finances, you can explain the current approach, and definitely you can mention it how you can expand, how expansion will help in increasing your overall financial perspective. So these are the four balance scorecards. If you are copying this diagram, just make sure you just specify the source in the below. Just mention source is page number 185 or whatever the page from NMIMS global book. You can just mention the book, or maybe if you are referring it from internet, just mention the URL over there. It's important while you are pasting any image in your assignments, right? So that's about the second question. So I think second question is also pretty much clear. Now the third part comes: use course effectiveness as the theme. Prepare two smart each of the following profiles. So again, the question seems to be a little bit incomplete. Too smart. So what are the smart? So based on my understanding, I'm just using the smart goals. Smart goals for the cost effectiveness in terms of the production executive at a manufacturing company, right? So if I talk about the smart goals, going back to our first question, so production executive, right? So the key job of a production executive in terms of the cost effectiveness is simply the output should be error free. Let's see firstly that what page numbers to be referred. So going back to our first question which we had done, again, the same thing, defining the SMART goals. SMART goals is SMARTs, as specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and the time bound. You need to explain. Again, it's a 500 words, so don't go in depth. First question was although 10 marks, so you need to explain in detail. Now you just give a brief shot about this. How you can just going to the page number 69, setting up the functional goals, and you can just refer one of the example. The same thing needs to be mentioned in third A and third B. So if I talk about the first part, so first part is the production executive cost effectiveness. So how cost effectiveness will be happen? Definitely, you are looking for a bug free environment. If you are producing something, if it has bugs, then it's not cost effective. So working in such a way that the first product should be the final one in terms of quality. It's the best product. That's the first thing. Second thing which comes in my mind is about the QC, the quality checks before going it into the market, and customer dissatisfaction. It's better to just check it at the very first level, so that all the transportation charges and packaging charges can be saved. So this is another way about implementing certain kind of quality checks. So these are the smart techniques, or maybe you can just mention any other two if anything comes into your mind. It's a very open thing. Then next part comes as the dispatch executive at the logistic company, right? Again, if you are dispatching something, again you need to check whether the things items are up to date, are as per the client expectations. Second thing, in terms of quality, in terms of overall timeliness, because if you are delivering late, many a times it happens that customer may reject those products. So it's better have a timely delivery and a proper delivery. So again, this comes in my mind. It's purely up to you. You can just refer any of the two based on your perceptions and your thought and your practical exposure and experience. So I think these all three questions are being covered. And if you have any doubts or any issues, facing any issue in respect to the assignments or exams, you are feel free to connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like, do subscribe, and stay connected for further videos for third SAM and definitely the coming SAMs, and for other you can say examinations, and for other stuff and other things. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.